Good morning, day 33 on the Appalachian Trail, 6:30 in the morning. I just picked up my food from the food storage box, the bear box. It was clean, nice bear box at the campsite. Let's get to hiking. Mile 309, it's 6:38. Great night last night. Temperatures were accommodating. Not too humid, even though it had rained the day before. Still need more rain. I think there's some coming up in a couple days. Shelter vibe was really cool. You know, we're on, well, yesterday, day 32, today, 33. A lot of the folks we were eating with started St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, including some of these youngsters that can drop the hammer and then go off and enjoy a beverage or two or three or whatever, and get back on it. So, but cool to still be kind of in the same bubble. There's a couple people that are ahead of me. Maybe I'll catch them, not sure. John from Washington and Harold from West Virginia. But then I think we're stepping away from breadcrumbs. Each hike at their own pace and speed. And the day before yesterday, Cobra 37, he wanted to try and get a marathon, but he stopped short. Good thing, because at mile 300, that stretch was pretty rocky, and then the last final maneuver over Big Butt, I had to take my pack off and just think about things for a little bit. But fortunately, the next 4 miles was pretty cruisy. And then Trog, he rolled in late last night, so he may be a little bit slower today. But yesterday, 18.7 miles. A little warm, but biggest day thus far. And yeah, feeling good right now. Mile 310, just passed a Sobo day hiker. He said he saw a bear in this vicinity, but he scared him off for me. Thanks, day hiker. Mile 311. Good morning, son. Looking good. Just crossed the hardball. Had the little steps over the fence. That was cool. Walking through the meadow. Going through the chicane. Woo! White Blaze. Crossing Rector Laurel Road, and there's a hostel, I guess, to the left. Pizza, honey buns, no coffee. All right, let's keep going. White Blaze Creek. Oh, look. Nice plate. 2024. Let me get some water. Looking back on mile 312, and look, they have the board there, or a bridge seat. They could widen this bridge if they wanted two-way foot traffic. I don't think that was the case, but this bridge is a little bit longer than the other bridges, but they're using about the same size of logs. They're probably just using what's available, but lesson about using the same size beam or log for a longer bridge. In 2001, I was deployed to Bosnia, and I was the construction management officer. I was responsible for designing, getting materials, and overseeing construction of road and bridge projects in northern Bosnia. It was a cool job. I got there in March, and I replaced this other captain, and they had just finished this bridge in the Russian sector up in northern Bosnia, a little town called Yanya. And so I went out there and looked at it. You know, they had the ribbon cutting ceremony and noticed how long it was. I'm like, ooh, that's a pretty long bridge. And it was designed for allowing the Russian BTRs, it's like 20 tons, to cross. And so, like, okay, well, a couple of days later, I was in that same area, went and took a look at it again. And something didn't seem right, so I took a bunch of measurements and went back to the office, determined the load classification of the bridge, and it was 4 tons. So I had my Sergeant Doug, look at my calculations, and he came up with 4 tons as well. And I did it again. Well, that bridge was supposed to be 20 tons. So I reached out to the previous guy. He was at Fort Stewart. I said, hey, where are your calculations for the bridge? He's like, well, I just used the same beam size as I did on the other job. Well, the other job that he had done a couple months prior was a shorter span. And sure enough, for that other job, it's a 20-ton bridge. But now we had a longer span. So he did no calculations. I ran the numbers once again and then went upstairs and told the battalion commander, Lieutenant Colonel Archie, hey, sir, that bridge that we just opened with 20 tons, it's 4 tons. What do you mean? Well, that's what I mean, sir. It's a 4-ton bridge. And he had a kitten. I think he reached out to the guy's boss in Fort Stewart and made his life miserable. Well, anyways, I had signs posted everywhere. 4-ton bridge, no trucks. We posted it all over the place. Well, anyways, about a month later, somebody sends me a picture of a concrete truck in the middle of the creek at Yanya. It was only about a 10-foot drop, but the bridge was destroyed. So, moral of the story is do your homework and also show up. Coming up on a lovely waterfall at 312.5. There's the White Blaze. Mile 313. Mile 314. Mile 315. Mile 316. Mile 317. Mile 318. Mile 319, and past a hiker. She said there's trail magic at the road. Cool. Coming up on Sam's Gap. 2 blazes stacked on top of each other means there's a turn. So we're turning right because the top blaze was on the right-hand side. And there's another white blaze. Somebody asked about the white blazes. That's the Appalachian Trail, and the blue blazes are side trails, sometimes to get off at a shelter, water source, or sometimes a detour. So there were a couple detours that I could have taken yesterday. One over Big Butt Mountain, so I didn't blue blaze. And coming into Sam's Gap for a Nero. A Nero is when you hike some and then take the rest of the day off. A 0 is when you hike none. So another Nero. I've taken 2 zeros, but plenty of Neros. I need to look at optimizing the Neros according to the H factor. Coming into the Gap, a little over 11 miles today, 3,000 feet of up, 2,800 feet of down. It's noon. Let's see if I can find this trail magic. Nice advertisement. And there it is. All right, I found the trail magic, and Nurse Michelle immediately directed me to their hand washing station. Dr. Bonner's soap and plenty of water with the towel for the win. Definitely some trail magic for the win. 6 eggs, 3 at a time. All right, we got Kirby and Trog at ramming speed. Oh my God. Okay, got picked up by Wayne, and look what he had for me. For the win. Yeah, I had to stop. Finishing up day 33 on the Appalachian Trail. Not on the trail. I'm at Nan and Wayne's house. Great conversation with them. Wayne used to be in the Foreign Service. Talked about how we would try and get people out of the Soviet Union in the 80s. Some real life stuff. Great meeting all sorts of different people, whether on or off the trail. Back on the trail first thing in the morning. Mile Marker signing out.